Alright guys, just about had it with the throttle body injection design with the big valve. This is my 30th cut. Not bad. A little chunky on top. Chunkier than I remember the last cut. The valve looks pretty good. I'm not upset about the valve. Okay, and as far as I can tell, this looks pretty similar to the last time. Now, what did we do? Well, I did a couple different things, actually. I took a little bit of area out of our inside wall here. Not a huge amount, a little bit. I did some measuring and figured out what we should be able to get through there. Why don't we take a look at that? Okay, some quick math. I know what the radius is. So I take the width and the height, and then I subtract on my radius, and you multiply it by 146 CFM. It should flow 364. The thing that's a little interesting about that formula, right, the 146 formula, that's at 350 feet per second. Okay, guys, I probably shouldn't do math when I'm this wound up or burnt out. I can't really tell you which one I am at this point. But kind of what goes on in my tiny little brain is, okay, the formula from Superflow is 146 CFM per square inch, right? But that's at a speed of 350 feet per second. I don't want my pinch to be over 300. So let's do a quick ratio proportion, right? 300 over 150. We want 0.857 of that, okay? So if we take 0.857 of our max CFM, we would get about 311. Okay, so that's pretty darn close. And I actually did our airspeeds. Oh, damn it, this is the wrong page. This is the page I did it on. This is what our airspeeds are at 0.9 inch. And I did the test twice with two different radiuses to see the difference. We can go through that. This radius is not nearly as efficient. This is my good 1206 hard radius that I paid a lot of money for. This is throw some clay on it. Notice how much different it is. Okay? So, I also did my speeds at two different at lifts. We did it at 0.6 and 0.9. So we're over 300 at 0.9, and I took some area out of that pinch. So if I screwed this math up, somebody much smarter than me can give us the right way to do it. Okay. Okay, let's compare these two. Let's do away with this one. That was my hard radius. Let's just take a look at this one, because these both had the same clay radius, right? That was just a single piece of clay around. It was relatively tight radius. Usually I like a bigger radius, but I just didn't want to make it. So what do we got? These pluses and minuses in reference to these. Plus, 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 minus, minus, plus, minus, 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 plus, minus, minus. Overall, it's a loser. And it's got a little bit bigger bowl ratio. I brought it up to 89.5, watching for my thicknesses, and it's still about the same as it was, believe it or not, because I was able to take some metal out from the other side of the bowl. Obviously, it wasn't thrilled with that. As far as our swirls, these are the swirls we had, these are the swirls we have. Plus, 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 minus, 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 plus, minus, plus, equals. Okay, they both finished right about the same spot. This is the 29th cut. This is our 30th cut. What did I write here? More bowl work, more work on the pinch, and I changed the ramp a little bit. I actually moved this ramp. Let me show you. Okay, I did move this ramp over this way a little bit more. Why did I do that? Because this speed here was really high. Okay, so I wanted to take care of that. And as far as our airspeeds on the short side, they're better, even though our short side has a hole in it and it's goofed up with clay. you can still get a better idea, not a gooder, a better idea of what we got going on. You know, it's funny comparing our airspeeds sometimes. Right? If we compare our 29th cut airspeeds to our 30th airspeeds, right, we made the pinch bigger. So it came alive on the roof and it got more even all the way across, right? You would think that would be a good thing. But notice what it did here. Because it wasn't as fast there, it allowed more air to get to our roof. They both went up, which you would figure would be a good thing, right? We also made a little more area on our short side. So what did we do? We lost speed all the way across it. This was too fast on this side, so I wanted to equalize that. Well, I did a pretty good job. Look how even they are. It just doesn't show in the flow numbers that it worked that way. Can't win them all, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I am kind of losing patience with this. I think I will do one more mod to this just because I am a glutton for punishment. We were talking about L29 heads. Well, the L29 big block heads have this ramp, but it's straight across here. Part of me wants to take this and machine that just like that. And why not? I mean, this port is pretty much done to death after 30 cuts. My goodness. It's probably 230 cc's at least. Okay, and it's just barely breaking 300. And it's not doing great at 300 lift. I don't even know whether we went over all of that. Let's take a quick look at it. All right, at 300 lift, we had a tiny plus. Not much. 204 is nothing great. All right, at 500, 274, which was a minus. All right. Not much, but a little bit of a minus. At 600, 287, we've done better than that quite a few cuts ago. Okay, we're way over the peak of the mountain at this point. Okay, I don't remember if I showed you this view, but it's not terrible. It looks like it should flow more than it does at this point to me, anyhow. All right, with the 50-degree seat, you would think, an 89.5% throat is still a little small. So we should have got a boost, but doesn't really show like that on the flow sheets. All right, guys. I think I may just mow that down. If I blow a hole through it, it's no big deal. I can't get a decent measure on this ramp anyway. It still says it's 0.6 of an inch thick. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.